welcome back to episode 37 of Crash Course, along with Mike Rivera. How are you, my friend?
Doing better now.
You finally got the old win, the old goose egg off your back.
Better late than never.
You know, the weekend, obviously, you were up in College Station playing the Roadrunners, the Texas Roadrunners.
Oh, yeah, beautiful College Station.
I like it up there, though.
I like the town, don't like the rink.
Why don't you like the rink?
I don't like the way the rink operates.
The way the rink operates.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, when you play junior hockey or coach junior hockey, you expect a certain level of professionalism and a certain standard of the way things should operate.
Right.
And let's just say things didn't operate to that standard.
You know, it's you know, the way we, and I'm not saying we're the best way we operate.
Of course.
Right? But we try to do it on a level that is to make any team that comes in from out of town the same, regardless of where you're from, what league you're in, whatever. It's the same standard. And that standard was brought from when we played with the Buzzards, the pro level. Mm-hmm. So we have off-ice officials that take care of stats, really everything.
Everything.
You know, the locker room facilities, it is what it is. You know, you get your own locker room, you get it set up, it's all good. Post-game meals are decent. But as far as the way the game goes and it's operated, the referees, when they come into town, they're like, man, we don't get treated like this anywhere. You know, off-ice officials do a lot for, you know, everybody that's involved with the game.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things for me is that it's consistent, right? So when a coach comes in, they know what to expect. You know, something as simple as this, right? Whatever the time on that clock is, that's the time running down to when the players got to be on the ice.
Sure.
We would never, at the 10-minute mark, randomly just drop 5 minutes off the clock. Hey, let's get started early today.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff.
Yeah, you know, and yeah, I'm not saying that we've never done that. I don't know if we've ever done that. But when it happens, it becomes a cluster because, like you said, you guys are wired when you're pregame talk, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of, I'm not going to say superstitions, but there's a lot of things that go into play.
Yeah, like I try to talk to the team. Like, I got issues. I know that. And I try to talk to the team at the same time, follow the exact same routine. And when that's kind of broken, it throws you off a little bit. And it's not an excuse, but it's just, you know.
Yeah. And, you know, like you're not supposed to let, you know, fans buy your locker room. You're supposed to have security. You're supposed to have a lot of different things. And I've been to College Station, and I've been to probably every rink in our division, both NA and A3. And we're probably one of the only that has the requirements.
That's right. And so, yeah, there's just a certain level of expectation, and it just, you know, it wasn't met. So, but the rink itself is pretty nice. And on the locker rooms are pretty nice, and you know, the post games were fine. A lot of cheese pizzas. There wasn't a lot of pepperonis in there, but
no,
that's all right.
Well, that's okay. You know, but you come out with 2 points out of possible 6. You got the monkey off your back. Mm-hmm. You finally got her done. 4-0, big win. Mm-hmm. You know, Friday night, you guys, from watching and talking with you, probably could have come out with 2 points there as well.
Yep, let that one slip away big time. We had a breakdown. Goalie come out and play the puck. Probably shouldn't have played it, but at the same time, on the backside, we had a guy standing right there in the slot that could have picked up the stick and helped him out. And that kid's bailed us out enough. We should have helped him out there.
Yeah, you know, it's obviously comes to X and O's and breakdowns and, you know, missed opportunities.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing at really any level, you know, is to just getting those X and O's kind of the same and standardized and, you know, constant. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it doesn't happen, man.
No, it doesn't. But, you know, like the one thing that like you try to take a positive way with everything, and it's not, you know, trying to be like, you know, Mr. Positive here, but each night, like, we were still getting better, and you can see it, and you saw the consistencies in the systems, like, starting to come together. You saw structure starting to come together. The breakdowns were still the breakdowns, and we were still making the same mistakes that were causing the issues.
Yeah.
However, the time in between was way more structured and way more sticking to our game plan than it had been in the past, and so I knew we were taking steps in the right direction. And to be honest, like, a lot of credit to the guys to dig deep and get their first win on a Sunday at noon. You know, that's 3-on-3 on the road. That's the hardest one to get. And to
quick turnaround.
You know, we got back to the hotel probably 11:30 at night on Saturday, and we're up and doing video, pre-scout at 9:30 and on the ice at noon for a game. Yeah. And to dig deep the way they did, and, you know, the game got a little ugly and messy, and so the way that they competed I was impressed.
Well, that's good that, there's a lot of positive to take away from that. Finally the guys get it. You know what I mean? You guys get your 2 points. You finally get your win and did it in good fashion too.
Yeah.
It wasn't, 4 rip is a big spread and in, a little bit of confidence. So, Valenzuela got his first one.
Yeah, he had a nice little touch.
Which is awesome. Eddie Soriano was in the lineup and he played well.
Picked up an apple on that little Paso connection for that last goal.
Right on. Yeah, we were talking about that. So that's good. Good things are coming and, you guys practice well. We sit up here and watch you guys practice, and for the most part, practices run pretty good. And it's obviously going to carry over into the season at some point. Not to say you're playing horrible, but it's going to be the consistency, the assignments, et cetera, will become a little bit easier and a little bit more structured on that level.
Yeah, and, they know, well, they should know, and because we've expressed it enough, like, the results are not acceptable right now. Like, that's not our standard. That's not the Rhino standard. And we're going to keep pushing until we meet that standard. But like you said, you can see things starting to come together, and you can see habits starting to be broken and habits starting to be created of them doing the right things. And that's really what you're looking for. And, if you watched us on Sunday, not to pump our tires, but you would have never guessed that we were 0-7 in that game the way we looked.
Right. And, for sure. Yeah. Records, obviously records are records, and that's the reality of things. Yep. But there's also, it paints a picture, not always the correct picture, but regardless, you're 1-7 or 1-6 or whatever it is, right?
1-7, yeah.
1-7. So the fact of the matter is it's an uphill battle, and you play the Roadrunners again this weekend, so there's possible 12 points.
Yep.
You know what I mean in the realm of things. So that'll get you guys brought right back up there. And you look at some of the guys that are ahead. You're going to have your New Mexicos, you're going to have Louisiana, you're going to have the Brahmas. They're always going to be them.
Yep.
And even the Roadrunners, they're up there. And it seems to be always the battle for, the top 4 to 5, if you will. Right? There's always the 3 that, Austin's doing good though.
Yeah.
But who have they played? I don't know. Atlanta's, Atlanta. They're where they normally are, so to speak. And I'm not taking a shot.
Of course, no. It's just it's the truth. It's just where we are.
And of course, Tulsa's got an expansion team, and they're it's going to be a process for them too, just like it was, when we started in the NA first year.
Yeah, they're finding their way.
They'll get it.
They've had some close games. Like, they competed well with the Roadrunners on a Sunday and almost took one from them.
Yeah.
So I think they're finding their way, but we still have, we have to play Tulsa, we have to play the Austins. We haven't had our chance against them yet.
And it's coming. So you got the Brahmas, the Roadrunners this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you get a weekend off.
Yep.
And then you go to Louisiana,
which is going to be tough. They're hot right now.
Yeah, no, they're doing good, man. And that rink to play in, I don't know if you've ever been up there.
Never been.
It's about the size of this conference room. And
I like that though.
And no, but it's an awesome bar. Like, if you're a home team, it's you'll love it. I don't know how much they draw as far as fans. They probably get 300-400 maybe at the most. But they're your typical, like our fans. They're very enthusiastic and they get involved. And I remember a couple of years ago when we were up there, when I traveled with the teams, all their games are 4:00 starts. Friday 4:00, Saturday 4:00, Sunday 4:00.
That's interesting.
Their public skating is huge.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That's why, and they do it 7:00 Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. But there was this, and they feed you jambalaya after the games. Really? They make it there in the dude. It's awesome. Oh, the players will love it. But as far as there used to be a fan up there, and he would just chirp, but he would chirp everybody, including the home team. And I remember we had one of the Easton brothers on our team, Ralphie.
Oh yeah.
And he was a little heavier set at the time, and his jersey was a little tight. And man, this guy would he would give it to him. And like, I'm standing right there, and like, how do you not laugh? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
a good chirp is a good chirp.
Like a good chirp, but he would chirp everybody. And hopefully he's still there, because you'll hear him. I'm sure he's going to chirp you. But again, it's just all in good fun, and it's their rink is a riot. There's zero security. I shouldn't say that. But when we were there was zero security. But the way the locker rooms are structured, we're right by the public restrooms, which you would share with the fans.
Okay.
right?
That's
So
interesting.
so you'd be going to the in between taking a piss, and you'd be,
So next to one of the fans?
next to one of the fans, and hope to God it's they haven't had too much to drink and they do something. You know what I mean? But
Welcome to the NA3 South.
yeah, exactly. But no, from my understanding, I know Danny, the owner, was working on building new locker rooms at the other end, which was completely away from that. I think they're complete, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But Danny's a good guy. Their owner's a good guy. He'll do, he'll take care of you guys.
Yeah. No, they look good too. Like they have 15 returns.
It's a fun time. You're gonna have fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think, the way we play, I think we'll benefit from a smaller rink or the way we're trying to play at least.
Yeah. But it'll be good. So you got the Roadrunners this weekend. Old Mr. Beavis is coming into town. He's already texted me wanting an extra night, blah, blah, blah. He's Mr. Big Wheel doesn't bust, he flies. Eh?
Yeah, wheels touch down on Friday morning, I think is what he told me.
Yeah, he
told me he doesn't ride the team bus. I was like, what?
Yeah. Well,
that's a good deal.
Yeah, however he's doing it, he's smoking somebody. You know what I mean? Blindfolding somebody.
Yeah. I mean, he gets done on Sunday night, gets to sleep in a bed, doesn't sleep on the bus. Wake up,
flies out Monday morning.
Yeah, day off. It's not bad.
He'll get his shoe shined before he comes here.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But old Mr. Beavis, he's been doing it a while, and he's a character, that's for sure.
Oh, he sure is. He really is. Sunday was a fun one. I think it'll be interesting this coming weekend. It got a little messy there at the end.
Yeah. That's the part why I watched off and on. On Sunday, off and on. And I saw the tail end of it, and so it should be fun. Hopefully, we get a good crowd. I think we will. I don't know what's going on in El Paso this weekend, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, hopefully we pack out and make it a tough environment for them to play in.
So Friday night 7, Saturday night 7, Sunday 4:30.
Yep, be there.
The NA was in town this weekend for two-game homestand against the Brahmas.
Yep.
Friday night came up short. Good game. There's some. I'm not gonna. There was a point in time in the first game on Friday where completely changed the momentum, and you could just see the wheels come off.
Yeah.
But things happen, and then Saturday night, man, it was flipping packed in this place.
Yeah.
Absolutely packed. The guys played incredible. We outshot them. We outscored them. I think it was 5-2 final.
Yeah, it was a big win. I watched.
Huge.
I was able to catch the third because of the time difference.
Yeah.
And they came into the period down 1, and to just go on 4 unanswered like that is pretty impressive. And against the defending champs, and like Coombs said, right, they're not as good as they were last year because of just how good they are. But that's a good hockey team.
Oh, absolutely.
They only have 1 loss on the record the entire year. Well, now 2 with us.
Wild Fun does a good job, and Frank, their owner, he gives them what they need, and they really do a good job, and they're well coached, well structured. But our guys came out, we're banging, throwing the bodies around, and it was clear to me that the Brahmas do not like that.
Interesting.
At least in all the years that they don't get into that, but especially if we're throwing the body around on Saturday, man, you could just see the game going our way.
Yeah. They came out with a hot start in the third period, and you could tell that they wanted it. Hinchcliffe had 2, right? On the third. I like the way that kid plays. He's good on the forward check. He kind of does a little bit of everything, and he's got the offensive ability to be able to contribute. And I mean, he showed that on Saturday. And those are big goals from a big kid in that game.
You look at players on any team, whatever level it is. First and foremost, you have to have the compete in you. If you don't, you're not going to succeed because 9 times out of 10, your talent is not going to carry you.
Yep.
And what I see on this team, there's a lot more guys with the FU in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that is exactly what I said. The FU means they just have that tenacity, that I'm going to kill you, I'm going to jam you, after the whistle, the extra shot, or, not afraid to get in there. And it makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference. So I heard a really good breakdown on this. I don't know if you know the Duke women's basketball coach. Her name's Kara Morey. She played for University of Tennessee under Pat Summitt. She's a really good leader. She has a couple clips on YouTube that have gone viral. And she did this one where she basically explained the difference. There's a difference between hard work and competing. And the way she explained it is, if I put you on the line and I give you a time that you got to hit, for a sprint or whatever, you'll get it and you'll work hard. But now if I put somebody standing right there against you, are you going to run different if it's a race? It's like, yeah, they're going to find another gear.
Oh, yeah.
That's the difference between hard work and competing, and people confuse that a lot. And there's guys that, and what I call fake working hard, it's not real compete. And when guys really compete, that's what makes a difference.
Yeah. And that you're absolutely right, because anybody can get through a practice and go through the motions and put in what's needed.
Yep.
It's the extra that gets you there.
Yep.
That takes it to the next level, takes a team to the next level. The team that gels, and there's just a lot of that. Like we were talking about your game on Sunday, how there was a lot of extra stuff after the whistles and a lot of cheap shit going on, but that maybe was just what you guys needed.
Yeah. No, you know what? It honestly kind of brought us together a little bit. Just the way the guys kind of stood up for each other. They didn't like one of the things that had happened. One of their guys got hurt. Their captain got hurt. And so after that, you could see the bodies start coming around and flying. And so our guys, I thought they did a good job of answering the bell. And, that's where you see that extra stuff kind of happen. It was nice to see some of our guys, get right in the mix and not back down and defend each other. And but it was that extra FU that they had on Sunday that got them through that, because we were killing a penalty. We're killing a penalty. It's 5-on-4, up 2. And they had an opportunity for like a really good look. Newton made a glove. He played really well. He made a glove save, but it bounced out and it went cross rebound there. And Ronaldo just completely laid out, put his body in front of it. And the kid didn't hit him with the puck, but his follow through busted his lip. He comes back to the bench and he's just bleeding all over the place. His bottom tooth went through his lip down here. He had to get some stitches. And it's like, that's what you need. Like, you see a kid coming to the bench bloodied up, laying his body on the line just to get a win on a Sunday afternoon. Like, there's not much more you could ask for as a coach.
Yeah. This yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's there's a lot of when I was playing and growing up, when we lost, we lost. You know what I mean? Like you're going to lose. It's not like you're going to go undefeated, but when you lose, you lose.
Yeah.
What I see in more so in hockey now is the losing team, they're just extremely poor sports about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just, again, I didn't watch all of it. And I'm not just relating to this game, but we saw it here too. Like, the Brahmas lost, and all of a sudden there's stuff on social media being posted about, oh my God, and it's always the Brahmas. They're notorious for it. It is what it is.
Truth is the truth.
I hope our fans aren't like that, getting on social media. I'm sure there are, but whatever. But when a team loses, just accept it.
Yeah.
You're going to get beat. Like, now, was there chipping us going on all through the game? And were we, the aggressors on that? I don't know. But, there's a lot of bad sportsmanship.
Dude, win like a man, lose like a man.
It's, and again, I'm not saying that we're the golden child on any of this, but like, I don't see our guys, especially at home, being sucks about it if they lose. You know what I mean? Yeah, it feels bad, but just get on with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think that's something that comes from the coaching staff, right? Like, Coombs not allowing the guys to act like children when they lose a hockey game. And, that's my responsibility with our guys as well. So on Sunday, obviously, things got chippy and they were call them being sore losers, whatever. And so our guys start, running their mouths a bit. And I'm like, whoa, like,
we won one game, fellas.
Yeah, get off the ice, right? Because they started going, and I'm like, get off the ice, and put them in the locker room. I was like, fellas, like, I tell you, act like you've been here before, but we hadn't. So they didn't know how to win, right? And so like, there's also a process of learning how to win too, right? There's a humility that you have to have with that, and it's a learning process. And Sunday was a little bit of a lesson for them. Like, hey, you won, shut up and go to the locker room. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it takes you have to learn how to win. You have to learn how to lose, and it's just funny to see. And sometimes the parents are just as bad, if not worse, than the kids.
Oh yeah,
it's funny, man. I talk with my daughter's team, or when they win or lose, and just hearing things and seeing things. It's everywhere.
Oh yeah, everyone's got everyone's an armchair quarterback. Everyone's got something to say. A lot of parents like to. If we lose a game, it's the coach's fault. If we win a game, it's because of the players, right?
Sure.
And so, when people like to start pointing fingers when things don't go well, and it's like, is what it is.
And it's when you have kids on the team and they get released or whatever, it's, parents only hear one side of it, right? They don't get to see the full picture or what happens, or
Not my kid.
that they miss 2 practices out of the week, or they break things, or they late, or they just whatever. They
So
just hear
Temper tantrum like a child because they don't get their way.
right, and it happens everywhere. Not just here, but everywhere.
Of course.
And it's, the reality. Like I told my kid, like, if you're not playing, don't come bitching to me. Be better. Don't suck.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you're not, playing on the power play, or you're not in the lineup, or you're not on the first PK unit, or whatever it is.
No coach puts a lineup on the ice thinking, I don't really want to win today. I'm just going to do this instead.
Yeah, 100%. So that was my advice to her when she started playing extreme, like, especially going into Culver. It's like, if you play 5 shifts, what did you do wrong? What can you do better?
Yeah.
Don't come bitching to me.
It's the humility side of things, right? Like, what can I do better instead of just pointing the finger?
Don't point fingers. It's like,
Take a look in the mirror.
mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, one thing about coaching that it's done, one of the biggest benefits is seeing how parents operate, good, bad, and indifferent. It's given me, additional guidelines on how I want to parent my child.
Sure.
When she goes through that, some parents show me how I would like to do things, and some parents show me how I will make sure that I never do that. And so, it's a good learning lesson as a coach to be able to go through that, having a young daughter. So,
and it's obviously the reality of players. Like mom and dad need to be aware of what their child is. And I'm not talking our teams. I'm talking general.
oh yeah,
Like, just be realistic on how well your son or daughter is, the expectations, and the reality of their abilities. And that was one of the things that I needed to learn. Obviously been in the game my entire life, but it's different when you become a parent, right? Because now you're on that side of it, and you see the emotion from your player or your kid, whether they get to play a lot or not a lot, or in the lineup or not in the lineup. You ride those emotions and the frustrations, and but I've learned to just only you as the player can take care of that.
100%. And I think what parents have to realize a lot, like, for example, at our level, like, let's call a spade a spade. Nobody on my team's going to the NHL. Unfortunately, right? It just is what it is. They're not going to.
Nobody in this building.
Nobody in
on
this
either
building.
league.
So, they're not going to make that kind of living playing hockey. All right. So then why are they doing this? Well, the benefit is hockey can teach you a lot about life. And if things aren't going well and you just let a kid pack it in and take the easy way out, what are they going to do in life when things don't go well for them?
Yeah.
It's, that's what this game can teach. I think hockey teaches a lot about life. And if you shy away from those moments and you don't make a kid endure and lean through it, as long as the circumstances are, justified, right, and reasonable, then, kid's not going to learn a lot. And I think that that's one of the biggest benefits. Like, like we've talked about, we're here to make men, and that's part of the process of making men. And I can tell you, like, when I played, I'll never forget this. We were playing the Brahmas. We were in Fort Worth, and, man, I was being a baby, like just a child, about a call that happened in the game. We lost in overtime. I was just blaming the ref, and Herm called me out in the locker room, hard, like harder than I've ever been called out. And the next day, like, I knew I was going to be healthy scratched. And, I was pissed off, so I called mom and dad. Well, what'd you do?
Right.
And then so I told him, and my dad's like, well, maybe you should learn from this. And, like, they never got involved. So, okay. So looking back at it now as a 32-year-old, coach now, man, I was a baby. Man, I needed that. And it was such a good lesson. And, like, he played such a big part in me, learning how to behave, right? Like, I was being a child, and it was one of the best lessons he could have taught me, and it was the only time he ever healthy scratched me.
Yeah.
And I needed it.
Yeah, and sometimes it's those little, things that can mold you, that can change a player or a person in general. You're not going to go through life, with everything easy and handed to you. Maybe it is, but certainly not in my world.
No, life's gonna kick you when you're down, man.
Yeah, for sure, 100% with that. Well, that's good, man. I look forward to this weekend. It's going to be good. Halloween, I think we got some Whataburger contest, dress up like a Whataburger guy.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That'll be fun. they're a big sponsor of ours. So shout out to Whataburger. We'll see you guys this weekend.
Yep.
Some good things. This last weekend with the NA, man, it was the environment in here was just electrifying, and I would imagine that's going to carry over to this weekend as well, just because our fans are flipping insane.
Looking forward to it, man. I can't wait to get back in front of our crowd.
Yeah, it'll be good, man. And now that you got one under the belt, it's always hard to get the first one. But, now you got it, and the guys are pumped, and practice as well today. Look forward to continuing that, and best of luck this weekend, Mikey.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Friday night, 7:00. Saturday night, 7:00. Sunday at 4:30. Rhinos taking on the College Station or whatever they're called.
Yeah, Texas
Roadrunners. Texas Roadrunners, not whatever they're called, but the Texas Roadrunners. Mr. Beavis is coming to town. Should be a lot of fun, man. Good environment.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So best of luck to you, my friend.
Appreciate that.
We'll see you then.